and this is my podcast, The Concept Nola, and today I'm here with...
Hi guys, my name is Vega. I'm the owner of Touch Studio, and my IG is its_Liz Vega.
Yes. So, when did you decide to become an entrepreneur?
Honestly, that was always kind of like the goal, but really what pushed me into it was COVID. That's when I felt like I really had to go out and finally do it, because it was always like a talk, but it was never like, there was never any action to it.
And did you always do nails? Like, have you been doing nails for a really long time? Or
I have actually only been doing nails for 3 years, but I've always wanted to do nails. I was always just like chasing the money, so I was always at a job where like they were paying me good, and like I'll do it later. I'll figure it out later.
What were you doing before nails?
I was working for FEMA.
Oh, okay.
And like that's what I'm saying. Like I was really chasing like the money because it was really good pay, but it was like I was
unfulfilling.
Yeah, because I was spending money traveling every weekend to come party with my friends here because I was hating my life over there because it's like a lonely job.
Yeah.
You know, you're traveling by yourself, you work by yourself, you go back to a hotel by yourself. So I was always spending money to come back. So I was like, okay, this is really not what I want to do anymore. And that's really what like made me want to like finally do it, because I had saved up enough money to like be able to go to school and get my license and not have to like go to school part-time. Like I could do it full-time.
Yeah.
The money that I had saved up.
So describe to us what Touch consists of service-wise.
So the services that I am offering at Touch, obviously nails. I do nails, which is the main thing.
But what type of nails do you do?
So I do gel extensions.
Okay.
So I don't work with acrylic. Acrylic is just another system that you can use to add length to nails. But I feel that this system, it works a little bit better just because it keeps like your nails healthier. They're made out of gel, so you soak them off every time. It's a brand new set every single time. They're thinner than what acrylic tends to be, because acrylic you kind of like pile it on.
Yeah.
Overall, it's like a better system. I feel like a lot of my girls, once they try it one time, they like literally never go back to acrylic. So it's a better system. So after that, I work with gel extensions, microblading, and body sculpting.
And when have you started the body sculpting already, or you just have it set up and you just have it?
I have everything set up. So I took the courses and everything last year. But because of the storm, getting a new place, and the holidays coming up, I just felt like I personally wanted to take care of my main clients, which are my girls for nails, get them out the way for Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then finally when January tends to be a slower month for us, then focus on the other things that I actually want to offer my girls. But I really wanted to take care of all of them for the holidays.
And are you going to be working alone the whole time? Like you're going to be doing nails, and then you're also going to be taking appointments for the body sculpting?
So I have a girl right now working with me, and she does micro shading and body sculpting. But I'm going to be doing all the services myself as well. So I'm trying to cut down my days with nails, because I work about 6 days. So I got you.
I got you though.
No. I got you.
I'm gonna look at all your body sculpting and then show up just for nails.
But no, I definitely am still gonna take care of my girls. I just won't take any new clients for nails anymore. I'll just try to get my new clients to focus on those other services.
So describe what your building looks like, because we're gonna cut this part out. But I'm gonna pull up. I want you to go make a reel after you leave.
Yeah.
Of the entire place, and while we're talking, I'm gonna be like, oh, this video is gonna get pulled up, and it's gonna be a video of your whole place. So describe it right now, so that people know, like, do you know your square footage? Do you know how many rooms you have for what things? So you can just go into that.
Okay. So the space that I rent out is about 1,100 square feet.
Okay.
I have a small, nice little waiting area.
Mm-hmm.
There's a back office behind the waiting area, and then to the right, it's a full-on open concept room, and that's where I will be doing the microblading, the micro shading, the body sculpting, and the nails.
But you do have your privacy curtains.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like
So
open
there is
concept, but at
privacy.
the same time, it's not like you're gonna be
so
doing
it's an
nails
open
and watching
concept, but
somebody
if
else.
someone were to feel a little bit more comfortable or want a little bit more privacy or anything, you can close it off. And then to the other side of it, to the left, I'm going to be teaching nails. So
like a nail school.
In a sense, yeah.
Apres, the technique.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The gel extension, method. So I'm going to be teaching girls how to apply the system. Being from the South, like it takes a minute for us to get with the program.
Yeah.
And so this system is mainly bigger in like bigger cities. Like if you go to New York or LA or Miami, this is all they use. Like especially if you go to New York, and New York's my place, and that's all these girls use, and they pay like top notch.
What, Apres?
Yeah.
No,
so
definitely.
They do have other girls that offer these services here, like the gel extensions, the Apres.
It's not good. I've been to them. I'm not gonna say who it was,
I've had people,
but it was
Well, you've gotten the gel extensions?
I have. I thought that I hadn't, but I bid back in, I want to say, I was working at Blow Dry Bar on Magazine Street, and one of the stylists there left to go do nails. So I went and got my nails done by her one time. I can't remember. It's called Painted. Painted.
I used to work there.
You used to work there? Okay, that's where it was. And she did gel extensions there.
Okay.
And my issue with it was she didn't have all of the different, like how you have square, and like all of that.
The different shapes of
She didn't have the different shapes. So
Okay.
for me, I don't care about price at all because I know what I want and I know that it's gonna be expensive,
Right.
you know? But going into it, you know, I sent her pictures and blah, blah, whatever, but then she only had like, I guess it was like square round? What's the most basic one that people get?
I guess it would be like, a lot of people get like almond.
Maybe it was almond, and then she, you know, had to try to cut it down, but almond's not long enough to cut down and be like, this is what I like, okay?
Yeah, my
Like, yeah. So it's just for me, I was just kind of like, you know, you say you offer a Prey nails, but it's not. You don't have like all of the options. Like at least, you know, with acrylic, they can make it into whatever you want. But if you're going for a Prey, you have to have all of them.
Yeah.
You have to. You
Trust
know?
me, I have like all the shapes, all the lengths, all the sizes.
Yeah,
just
and you need that. So I
yeah.
feel like out of everybody, because I do follow a lot of nail accounts here, out of everybody, you are the only one that I know that has all of those shapes.
Yeah.
And I think it's mostly because it's expensive.
It is.
And a lot of people kind of tend to be like, well, I'm just going to see what my clients want and then order that way. And you're the first person that I went to that had already ordered ahead of time.
Yeah.
Like you were already like, I saved my money working, you know, I want to have everything. And that way I know I can go to you and get exactly what I want.
Yeah.
And you can't really do that everywhere. You can't.
Yeah.
Like color-wise, size-wise, appointment-wise. Another thing about Liz, every time you make an appointment, she's ready for your appointment. Like there's so many other places. No, really. Like I've never had to wait ever. Like I'm there and she's ready to go. You know, everyone hates when you go to, you know, you make an appointment at, you know, the nail salons that are out here and you get there and they're like, oh, sweetie, just give me 30 minutes. And then, you know, they're doing someone else's pedicure. That shit is aggravating because I'm a mom and a business person and I only have this amount of time.
Right.
And I need it to be, you know, I don't care if it's a 2-hour appointment, I can allot for that time, but it has to start when it needs to start and it needs to end when it needs to end.
I mean, with Maisha and I, sometimes we end a little later. Just
Yeah,
because,
but
we tend to talk,
that's
but
why I
it's
always
all
book early. I always book early because for me it's always about my kids.
Yeah.
Like they get out at 5 and I need to be done by then. And it's hard to
Maisha's an early person, so.
I really am.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you're 8 o'clock, I'll be there. Getting on to what I really wanted to ask you, how many places did you work at for someone else before you were able to open your own? And what made you pick that place? And what made you decide to pick, to go out on your own? You know what I mean?
That might sound racist though. Like, okay. So I worked at Painted, and that was actually the very first place I worked at.
That's so crazy. When did you work there?
2018, 2019?
Yeah. So I went and I was there. It's embarrassing that I base things off of when I got my nose done. But I hadn't gotten it done yet. So it was the beginning of 2017.
Okay. No.
Like they had just opened.
Yeah, they had just opened. But that was the very first place that I worked at after leaving school.
Okay.
And one of the reasons like nail school.
Okay.
Yeah.
And which nail school did you go to?
My lead girl is like a little.
I've heard good things. No, I have. I've heard that like it's a little hood as to like
Yeah.
their stuff, but the techniques I heard are good. That's just what I've heard.
The thing about the school is, I think to be honest, I think that about any school. I feel like if you're really just trying to get your hours, then just pick any school, because to be honest, in my personal opinion, I don't really feel like you learn anything until you get out in the field.
No, definitely.
So to me, I really didn't care what I learned at school, because I already knew that a lot of the work was going to be done afterwards.
Yeah.
So I also, that was the only school that offered just a nail course.
That's
what
I was gonna say. Because I knew a girl who she went there, but originally she was going to a different school, but they wanted her to learn like cosmetology.
Yeah.
And she was just like, I don't care about hair. Like, I'm never gonna do it. Like, I'll take it, but I feel like I'm paying for something that I'll never do.
Well, you're paying and you're wasting the time, because
she said they barely touched on nails. Like, she went there first.
It's like a week.
Yeah. She's like, she went there first, and then she went to Miley.
Yeah.
And she was like, it was all nails. And
so the thing about Miley, it does like nails, esthetician, and cosmetology. Okay, so cosmetology is a 2-year course.
Yeah.
My nails was only 5-6 months. Nobody wants to spend an extra year and a half or something you really are never going to use. Like, I know I don't ever want to touch hair.
Yeah.
I don't, that's not my thing. I don't like it. So I don't ever want to touch it. So that's why I chose to go live. And I used to live in Kenner at the time. So it was a drive from Kenner all the way to the West Bank every single day. Like at prime time in the morning, prime time in the evening.
Yeah.
So it was a pain in the butt. But that was the school that worked for me.
Yeah.
But, where did I work originally, you said? Painted. No, what was your question originally? I forgot.
How many places did you work at?
Okay.
Like, till you were like, you know what, I can do this on my own.
Okay, well, I didn't. So Painted was the very first place that I worked at, and I wanted to work for them because they're
very uppity, and it's a very good location.
It was like a higher
end very
place,
high end location.
And I felt like the owner did everything by the book. And I wanted to learn by somebody that actually cared about following the rules.
Definitely.
Because I feel like when you tend to go to other nail salons and they don't care and they cut corners, then you tend to learn that way. And then when you try to go to a higher end place, it's harder to adjust.
It's also better for your clients, because when you open your own place and you're always by the book, they're not going to try to be like, oh, well,
we can't do this.
Just like, like, well, another place, like, they just took the color off and went over it, and, because you can't do a fill on a prep. But some people will be like, well, I'm just going to go the next week while they're still, like, good, and ask for a color change.
Yeah.
Like, stuff like that. Like, you need to, like, be right away, like, this is how it works, this is how it is. And once people get that, they won't question you on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they know you started it this way.
I tell my girls the minute they sit down with me and they tell me that, like, it's a new client, and I tell them, okay, are you aware, like, did you go through my page and did you see that I don't work with acrylic, that I work with gel extensions? And they're like, oh, some might say, oh, I didn't know, that's cool, I'll give it a try. They always come back. So I always tell them exactly the kind of work that I do and what I work with, so that they're not surprised, or that they're not, next time they come in, they're like, oh, I thought I was getting a refill. Like, no, you're getting a whole new set.
Yeah.
So I have girls that come in every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, every 4 weeks, every 5 weeks. Everybody has a different preference.
And how do you list your prices? Like, do your prices differ on how many weeks it's been, or how intricate the design is, how much nail, like, how does that work? I've never asked you because I don't care, bitch, look at me now. Like, I'm like, whatever, glitter it up.
Okay. It's just like, here you go. But, no, so basically it's based off the design. Like, if I feel like I can do this design within a certain amount of time that I've left off for you, then this is what the price is.
Okay.
But
So it's your time, really?
It's based on my time, because I feel like that's what's the most valuable time.
Oh, definitely.
So if I go over the 2-hour mark, then I charge more.
Well, you need to.
Yeah.
I mean, everywhere does that. If you're getting your hair done,
or
if you need an extra bowl of color,
you're
charged for it.
Yeah. So whenever I go over 2 hours, or if the design is something that like every nail is different, then of course the price changes. But for the most part, do I say prices?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So for the most part, like a solid.
And
color,
what is your Instagram handle?
My name. Is that what you're talking?
Your Instagram handle.
My
Your name.
Oh.
Girl. The AB on me hitting. Thank you. Oh yeah, I forgot to introduce. We're drinking Mexican coffees. I did put a shot and a half of the Avion Reserve 44. Thank you, Avion. You know what you're doing with that. Yeah. So your Instagram handle, what like if people want to search you, because I'm gonna have it at the bottom. When we talk, it's gonna come up under you while you're talking.
So it's _ Liz Vega. ITS _ Liz Vega.
But you do plan on moving everything over to...
I do. I guess I just haven't done it because I feel that I have been able to grow like a decent amount of followers on my page, which has helped me grow. And I feel like it kind of sucks to start a business one from like scratch. So basically,
I agree with you, but I also disagree because, like, for me, I have almost 10,000 followers on my personal page, right? And when I started my podcast page, I had 0.
Yeah.
And that is it's
sucks.
hard because it's not like I just want any followers. I want a lot of engagement. So, like, right now, I think I've made it up to 230, which is a lot for not having dropped anything. Like, this hasn't been dropped. I haven't dropped any of them yet.
Sure.
But I feel you. Like, it's just like, you're like, I want to get my stuff out there, and if this is the one that I post, and people go on it, and they're like, well, she didn't have that many followers, she just started.
Yeah.
You know? But at the same time, I'm a firm believer in, if I look at your page, I should know exactly what you do. So if it starts as a personal page, and then kind of blends into a business page, it's a little confusing.
This is the way I've done so far. So far, the way I've kind of tried to manage my Instagram is like everything I post is my work. Yeah. And then you can get to know me through my stories.
Okay. So do you plan on like changing your are you
the name of it?
Yeah.
I was planning on it. Yeah.
Because have you already claimed your Instagram handle?
I have.
Because that's the only thing that might be like a struggle.
I have. I claimed it. It's
because
like
so what you can do.
I'm so scared to just like post on there.
No. So this is a tip for new business owners. What you can do is you can go on the one that you've claimed already and change it to something else. That way you're freeing up the title that you want, and you can change your personal one to touch.
Like switch it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can do that. The only thing is you have to change the other one first.
Yeah.
You know, that way.
For the moment,
Yeah, for the moment. You know, if whatever, you know, if you don't want to just like start posting now, just in the future, I like to put that out there for people who are starting pages and they don't know what to do. You know, I say that because I've gotten a lot of people DMing me about my podcast, and I got this girl who had 300,000 followers.
Really?
Yeah, a DJ, and she wanted to be on the show. But my issue with that was when I went on her page, I feel like I should be able to go on your page and know exactly what you do. I went on her page, it was 35 pictures of her in a bikini. Okay, are you a DJ or are you a Fashion Nova model? Because my thing is, I need to know your craft right away. Yeah. And yours is like that. Like you only have maybe 6 pictures of your personal stuff. Yeah. So yours totally works, but I just need it in the sense of I declined her for that. Because for me, I feel like if you don't feel comfortable enough to just post what you do, if I can't look at your page and know exactly what you do, I don't want you on the show because I feel like you're not confident enough in what you do. And I'm 100% like pro bad bitch. Like if you want to be in a bikini, cool, but it should be you in a bikini DJ. It should be you know, whatever.
You do.
Like you know, be proud of what you do. Because the thing is, it's all about engagement. That's what, like we said, that's really important.
Basically everybody's story is about themselves.
Yeah,
their
exactly.
Life. And I don't care if you do floors.
Yeah.
Show me you doing floors.
Show me that you're doing exactly. And when I looked at her page, the thing was, she had a couple of her DJing, and if you have almost 300,000 followers and only 2,000 likes on your DJ posts, but then your bikini pictures have 150,000 likes, then it's unclear as to what you are. Yeah. You know what I mean? And my thing is, I want this podcast to be beneficial to both of us. Right. I want you to be promoted, and I want me to be promoted. Because I want, hopefully some of your followers to appreciate what I do, and be interested. Well, if all of her followers' engagement is more towards like bikini models, well, I mean, what is she gonna be on the show in a bikini? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to drag her at all. I just mean, you know, for future people, because this segment is on entrepreneurs, like, you need to focus on what your craft is.
Yeah.
And that's just for everybody.
Yeah.
Like, I really appreciate that about yours, because yours is like straight nails.
Yeah.
It really is. I just wanted to know if you ever planned on, like, you know, having a personal page later or whatever, because Oscar, my baby daddy, you know, he had a personal page and I had him take it down because I felt like he spent too much of his time on both and he really needed to focus on those hefes.
Yeah.
And now, you know, I scheduled a stylist and a shoot for him to do his own Instagram page because I want him to be the face of what he does. But I didn't want it to take away from those hefes, because at first he was like, well, I'll turn my personal page into those hefes. And I'm like, no, it needs to be separate.
Yeah.
Like, you are the face of it, but you also do other things, which I'm assuming in the future you're going to do other things.
Yeah.
You know, you could go into real estate, you could go into whatever. So you need to have separate business, like multifaceted accounts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think the thing for me has what I've been scared of, which like I'm still, you know, new to all of this, is you're always scared, I guess, in a sense of like how you're going to be perceived by others, you know? And so like at first I was
close this door. You can keep going.
At first that was something really scary, like figuring out, okay, I'm going to put this picture out there. Are people gonna like it? Are people gonna Are they gonna? Is it gonna reach anybody? Is anyone gonna make fun of me? Or is it good enough? Or it was always something like that. But I had one nail girl. She's a nail technician, and she told me, she was like, I was scared in the same way. But you know what? Whether they like it or not, they're still seeing it, which is 100% true. You can get 4 likes, but I promise you, probably 400 people saw it.
No, that is very true.
So that's my motto now. I'm like, I don't give 2 shits. I don't know if I can curse, but I'm like, I don't give 2 shits.
We are.
I'm like, if I got 20 likes, because I know 300 people saw it. And
it's true.
And I've gotten people from one, like, I remember I posted one picture, and I probably got about 50 girls from that one picture.
Yeah. So your page is still technically, like, it's Atlas Vega.
Yeah.
Is it a business page? Like, did you go to it? You made it a business.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so you can look at your insights,
yes.
right? So yesterday I posted a reel, just a quick reel of you know, me and Oscar filmed our promo.
Y'all done filming?
What?
Y'all done filming?
No.
Oh.
Why, it's not running anymore?
Oh no, it's gone. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm glad you can cut stuff out, Phil. Phil, you gotta drink your drink. So I had posted a reel yesterday, just a quick reel, because I was looking into the algorithm of Instagram. And this is another thing that new entrepreneurs, artists, business owners need to realize. Reels are where it's at.
Yeah.
Like, it really is, and it doesn't have to be.
I'm really trying to get into like the TikTok world, but like.
No, TikTok as well, but let me tell you about this reel. So I posted a reel yesterday.
Okay.
I think it was 15 seconds long, of just me and Oscar in front of our car in front of the billboard, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was up for 4 hours and I have 4,000 views and it reached 3,500 different accounts.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's crazy. That's crazy. And the thing with Reels is Instagram is trying to be more like TikTok, you know? So those will get you farther. So that's another thing to look into, is just like, even if it's a reel about almost nothing, like, that's what people look at the most, because the attention span, and this is a fact, the attention span of people to this day is very short. And they like to watch a quick video.
It's like if you don't get something in the next 2 seconds.
Yeah. So sometimes people, you know, overlook pictures.
Yeah.
So if you see a reel, and usually when you're watching reels, it'll say, you know, after the reel finishes, it says watch again, or it says continue watching reels.
Yeah.
Most people will click continue watching reels, so they'll watch yours, and then they'll continue watching other ones that are similar to yours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's another thing to really get into, to like get your business.
But that's one of my
out
goals
there.
for this year, to focus more on like social media and try to work with it. Like, I'm not that old, but I feel
It's hard.
But I feel like I'm not like, when I look at like my boyfriend's nieces and nephews, they're like TikTok is like no joke to them. It's like bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, no,
And
like
to
I'm
me,
not,
I'm
I
like-
thought I was tech savvy.
No,
I am so not. I literally had to watch a video on it.
On
I
how
wa-
to do
yeah,
it.
I went on YouTube.
That's what makes me
and
feel
I,
old.
No, I went on YouTube and I watched how to make a reel, and then I watched how to be good at TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Because both of those are what everyone's watching right now. And I have a TikTok account, but I've never posted anything, and I've never really like in the beginning, you know, where you go on TikTok and they're like, oh, click what you're interested in. I didn't click anything because I was just like, whatever. Because I was just like,
you don't even know.
yeah, like you know,
yeah.
my sister-in-law had sent me a TikTok, and I could watch it because I didn't have a TikTok account.
So you
I
made one just
one
for that.
to watch
Okay.
one, and I was just trying to like, I don't care, I just want to watch this video.
Yeah.
But now I see why they do that, because now I
You
get
spit out stuff that
random
yeah.
shit because I didn't, you know.
So it's
focus
really
or-
targeting you.
Oh
in
no,
a
it's
way.
not. It's
Yeah.
literally like, here's all this
Here, do you
food,
like
and then
this?
here's
Here, do
a
you
garbage
like that?
truck.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, well I should have like
Yeah.
you know filtered that out.
For
You
sure.
know. Anyway, so now that you have your own place,
Mhm.
how do you feel you were able to keep the clients that you had? Because how many places did you work at before?
Okay, so I only worked at 2.
Okay.
So I worked at Painted,
Mhm.
and after COVID, I felt that I was good at what I did.
Yeah, you had perfected your craft.
Yeah, and so I wanted to go work somewhere else.
Mhm.
So I had another job lined up, but during that time I got COVID, and
Okay.
so I was out for 3 weeks. And in those 3 weeks, my friends were constantly like, "Don't go work there, go by yourself, do it on your own, you got it, blah blah blah." And so they were like bucking me up, and so you know I'm bucked, right? It's in my head, and so I was like, "No, guys, I really need to go to work, blah, blah, blah." So I show up the first day to this new job, and I hated it. And
Yeah.
I don't know if it was because the mindset of like everybody.
Of everyone telling you
Yeah.
to work on your own, and you're like, I don't want to work for anyone.
Yeah, and so in my head, I was like, you know, this is a good job, I'm gonna get paid well.
Yeah.
And as I'm there the first day, I was like, man, fuck this shit. I'm like, I can do better than this. Like, I got it. Like, I have money saved. I don't need to worry about it. I don't have kids. Like,
Yeah.
if I can eat ramen noodles for you know, a year, like, I got that. Like, it's okay.
If I could feed my kids ramen noodles every day, I would, because they're expensive.
Them girl.
My kids are killing me.
But, so, I did that. So, I've only worked at 2 places.
Yeah.
So, which is the crazy part. I feel like that's how you can also, not that I'm trying to brag, but I feel like that's how you can also tell that someone is passionate about their job, because I was able to, I feel like for the short amount of time that I've been in the industry, I have done very well for myself.
Yeah.
And I think it's 2 things that have helped me. I think it's the fact that, 1, I'm passionate about what I do, and 2, the fact that COVID happened really helped me a lot.
And what do you mean like by that? Like, what were the pros of COVID for you?
COVID pushed me to do it. If it wasn't for COVID, I'd still be working at Painted. Because, you know, this was the goal originally all along, but it came faster than what I thought because of COVID. Like, Painted ended up closing, and so
I didn't know they closed.
Yeah,
I literally only went like one time.
yeah, they ended up closing because of COVID, which, you know, it's unfortunate, but a lot of business closed. But they closed, so I already had another job lined up, but I felt like I could do good. And so I felt like if people felt that I can go on my own, and they felt that I could go on my own, they believed in my work, then like, why not give it a try?
Yeah.
So I gave it a try, and I honestly, for me, COVID, like I said, COVID was my best friend, because if it wasn't for COVID happening, I was just working somewhere. I wouldn't have gotten the courage to pay the rent somewhere with absolutely no clients, because all my clients were from uptown. Who the heck wants to come to Metairie or Kenner when you just passed up about 100 nail shops? You know, besides my bitch here.
I would.